So I just received the Android 7.0 update for my AT&T Galaxy S7. Let's review Android 7.0. Let's go. So what is up, guys? Nick here from Everything Tech, helping to master your technology. And what I have here is the Samsung Galaxy S7 for AT&T, and we do have the Nougat update available here. So let's review it here and let's talk about what's new. All right, guys, so the first thing I want to do is go ahead and confirm that we are running Android Nougat here on my Samsung Galaxy S7. So let's go down and you can see right there, Android 7.0 Nougat there for the Samsung Galaxy S7 here. And if you go ahead and tap this repeatedly and hold down, you now have the kitty collector feature here. You tap one more time and hold down, you could turn that feature off. So cool stuff there. Alright guys, so beginning on the lock screen, you could see it's pretty similar. Although I don't have any notifications right now, you do get bundled notifications here in Android Nougat, which basically allows you to bundle a bunch of notifications together rather than like Apple having them all separated, which just clutters your lock screen. But in terms of the apps, you can see this is the Grace UI looking TouchWiz here. And if you go on the phone, you can see there's a nice little animation here for going into the phone, as well as the camera, which is a new design camera, which we'll be showing later in this video. But in terms of that, pretty much the same on the lock screen. The fingerprint scanner works amazingly well still here for the lock screen. Now, before we go any further with this update video, I do want to tell you this update was about 1.6 gigabytes of space. So it took me about an hour to update this guy. And honestly, I got pretty quick internet. So if you got slow internet speeds, go ahead and put this on an update overnight or something like that and have some battery charge because it does juice down the battery quite a bit. So a 1.6 gigabyte update here. Okay, so let's talk about the lock screen notification panel. So you can see there's a lot that's going on different up here. This is a whole redesign, notification panel up here. And you can see they did add a performance mode up here in the notifications panel. Also, if you scroll down, you do have the ability to go into your notifications settings and things like that. You do also have bundled notifications within the notification sender. And also you can swipe over to this page and you can see you could add that Easter egg to empty the dish if you're doing the kitty collector Easter egg, which we'll show later in this video. If you go up here into the 3-dot menu and go to button layout, you can change the grid up here to 5x3, 4x3, as well as 3x3 and hit OK, whichever suits your fancy. And going up here, you can go into edit and you can go ahead and edit these icons. You can see they also have the option for nearby, camera, record video, and selfie. So that's pretty much it up here. You have the settings menu and you also have a universal search function right here, search phone and scan for nearby options. And as always, you can clear all, or you can clear individual notifications there in the notifications panel. So that's pretty much up here what's changed in the notifications tray. It's just simpler. It's a little bit cleaner looking here for Android 7.0 on your Samsung Galaxy S7. Now, the launcher has changed a little bit. It's still pretty much, this horizontal view have we seen in, prior softwares on the Samsung Galaxy S7, but you now have the Grace UI. So a lot of the icons have changed, but pretty much the same going across here, but you can also search from apps right up here at the top here now. And if you go into the 3-dot menu up here, you can edit and sort as you always were able to do here. So pretty much the same, but you do have rounded icons across all the applications, making this a cleaner looking feel, probably a little bit closer to iOS, to be honest with you. But this is very similar software, if not identical to the software you're going to get on the Samsung Galaxy Note 7, which you can also not buy anymore. So overall, pretty clean here, not too much different, but enough of a subtle difference to make a difference in visual, changes. And you're gonna see a visual change, just a little slight visual change here. Also, one subtlety that I have noticed with the Samsung Galaxy S7 is the text has changed quite a bit here. It is a little bit bolder and it just looks a little bit cleaner in my personal opinion here. You can see everything's just a little bit easier to read here for the Galaxy S7. If we go into settings, you can see the text across the board just looks a little bit darkened, a little bit cleaner and easier to read. So just be aware of that. We'll talk more about all the settings you get here in a minute here. So one thing you're going to notice right out of the gate is a lot of the stock applications are different. The dialer is a little bit different here. If I go back home and I go into pretty much all the Samsung apps are different. The calendar is a different look and feel here for the calendar. If I go into Samsung here and I go into my files, that's also a different look and feel here. If we go into the calculator, also a little bit different here in the calculator. So pretty much all of your stock Samsung apps are different looking. The camera's a little bit different. So that's nice to see that Samsung Samsung really took the time to at least subtly change each one of these apps. So you're getting a different look and feel within all of the stock apps here for the Android Nougat update on your Galaxy S7. Now, the double click to open the camera does remain here for the Galaxy S7 Nougat update, but the camera application itself does look a little bit different here. So you can see you have viewing camera modes, viewing camera filters, as well as switching the camera. But you could see it's just a much cleaner look here in terms of its, the UI. So you could see right there, you have this quick, flip to the selfie mode. Hello, how you doing there? You do have HDR and a flash and settings right there, and just a record button and a quick snap. And we all love the Galaxy S7's camera, don't we? And it just gets better here with the software on the Galaxy S7. Let's take pictures all day here on Galaxy S7. So yeah, a nice improvement here to the camera filters to the right. Go over here, you can go into your auto mode, your pro mode, your panorama, selective focus, and the like. And you can just have fun. Very simple, nicely updated camera interface here for Android Nougat. So I do want to mention, in terms of the wallpapers, there's not really any included wallpapers in this update, which is kind of disappointing. I'm not sure. I don't think that one was there, but I'm not quite sure. But I don't think there's any included wallpapers here, so don't expect much in terms of the wallpapers, although the theme store does look slightly different. It's got the new updated fonts here, so it is a little bit different, but you're not going to notice much difference in the theming engine section of the Samsung Galaxy S7 on Nougat. So hopping into the settings on the Samsung Galaxy S7, this is where you're going to see a significant change. They basically have slimmed the settings down to be as simple as possible here. Now, it can be a little bit overwhelming, as pretty much all Samsung devices can be at first, but at least they got things pretty, well down pat. No more sliding to the right and left like you've seen on previous versions, which I can't appreciate because that can be a little hard to find stuff if you ask me. You do have the search here to search anything on the device, but there's a few cool features that I want to talk about that they included here. Specifically, if we go into the display mode, you can see we do have our screen modes as we have always had on our Samsung devices, but we do now have the ability to change our screen resolution to HD 720p, 1080p, and 2560 by 1440, effectively giving you control over your resolution. This is pretty awesome stuff, and I haven't seen this on any other device. I mean, you can root your device and do this, but this is pretty cool to see this included in stock software. So it's nice, and it does really make a difference. Like when I put it on QHD, it's actually working. I thought it might just be some gimmick and it's gonna really, not really change the way the text looks. You can actually tell you're on 720, 1080, and 1440 when you apply it. So you just slide the bar over, and it's that simple. Just hit apply and you're good. I'm leaving it on 1080p. It's been on 1080p this whole video to save some battery life. Also, I want to mention they do have the screen zoom here, which allows you to basically make the whole UI larger or smaller here. I like to stick to the small because the large UI tends to, make some subtext and things on the side kind of disappear, which makes it a little bit hard to read certain things you want to read. So for example, if you're in YouTube, it might cut off the full title of the video, which is kind of annoying there. So on the font sizes, you can change it right here as well. But those are two amazing features I think they included here within Nougat, and that is the screen resolution as well as the screen zoom and font here. All the advanced features remain here on the Samsung Galaxy S7, such as Smart Stay, games, one-handed mode, quick launch camera, multi-window, smart capture, palm swipe to capture, direct call, all the good stuff we're used to here on the Galaxy S7, as well as the video enhancer here, which I wasn't sure was on 6.0. If that was on 6.0, let me know, but I think that's a new feature because it popped up and showed me that when I started up this software here. Also, what I found to be quite interesting is that you no longer have to dig into the About device section to find your software update. So you simply go into software updates and check for an update. Obviously, we don't have one because we're on the latest official version here. And you do have the ability to enable developer options as well. So pretty much, it's a simpler settings menu with a few new added features, which is pretty nice here for Android Nougat. Another little subtle thing that I did not see in the prior version of this, software, the 6.0 update, is the blue light filter here on the Samsung Galaxy S7. So now you can basically have Apple's night shift mode here on your Galaxy S7 with the blue light filter, which allows you to make it really warm here or, really dim, but it does reduce eye strain at night, which can really help you into not messing up your melatonin levels in your brain, which can cause a lack of sleep. And we all know what a lack of sleep does. I think I said sleep, but you know what I mean. A lack of sleep can be really detrimental to your health. Just my take on it. You might disagree. Let me know down below. But the blue light filter filter is the new feature here included in the Samsung Galaxy S7 Nougat update. To take a closer look at this performance mode here on the Samsung Galaxy S7, you can see you do have a few new modes here. You do have the gaming mode, which is basically going to increase your brightness by 10%. It's going to knock your screen resolution down to full HD, and it's going to turn on the game launcher. So you can go ahead and apply that if you'd like. Also, we have the entertainment mode, which is going to increase you by 10%. Screen resolution to WQHD, which stands for 2K resolution, and turn the video enhancer on here. You can see over here in high performance, which is going to basically speed up your device, put you on the top dog performance of this device, effectively reducing your battery life, but also making your device a beast. And speaking of a beast, the performance on this guy has been very snappy and very smooth here for the Samsung Galaxy S7 Nougat. Much better than what I've seen on Marshmallow in my experience so far, just getting updated today. Other thing you're going to notice is the app tray is just a little bit different. The cards are now, they're expanded. They look longer here, and that's actually nice because it's kind of immersive. So when you're looking at this first app, you can go ahead and see a lot of the screen here. And if you go ahead and double tap here, you can double tap between your last two applications, as you can see there. So say you're using the calculator and you want to go into another app to add up some numbers or whatever, you can go ahead and do that. Or if you're writing a note and you want to go back, just double tap the multitasking button and you could flip in between that multitasking tray. So nice stuff there for the Galaxy S7 Nougat update. Also, multi-window does remain here on the Galaxy S7 in the Nougat update, but it looks a little bit different. Now you can just kind of flip through these applications here instead of having just those little apps. But you can also go to more apps here, and you can see there's support for pretty much every app you would ever need on Android Nougat here. A lot more than what I've seen in Android 6.0, and this is probably due to the fact that Google brought the multi-window to 7.0 on Nexus devices. I'm pretty sure that's why you have more access to more apps here, which is always, useful. And you could just go ahead and pull things down, drag them up, and Samsung's multitasking window here, they've always had it, but it just has gotten better here with the Android Nougat update. So one other thing I also noticed was the layouts in the always on display mode is, I think they added a few here because there wasn't this many on Android 6.0 Marshmallow. So if we go down, you can see you just have a few more to play around with here, and you're always on display, which is, it's nice to have more features here. So another nice thing about the Android 7.0 update is that it brings new emojis, and that's not just for the Samsung Galaxy S7, that's for any Android 7.0 update for any phone really. You do have the ability now to change skin tones to different colors here, and as well as there's a few new emojis here, quite a bit actually, new emojis here, but you can see now it's similar to what Apple's had for a couple years now, and that's nice to see that we at least have the ability to change our skin tones, and we have added a few more emojis within the Android operating system. So that's what you're going to get also here on Android 7.0 for your Galaxy S7 or S7 Edge. I talked a little bit about the Easter egg within Android Nougat here, and you've seen that little kitty popped up down there. You can go ahead and go into your notifications tray up here and go over, and you could turn on the empty dish here, and you could start feeding that cat. And once that cat appears, you basically have collected a cat, and you can keep collecting cats. So this is kind of an interactive Easter egg here for Android Nougat, something I haven't seen too much of in the past here, but you could also turn that feature off if it starts to bug you. So you can turn this one on and off here for the Nougat update here. So let's cap this review off by taking a quick look at the speed improvement here on the Galaxy S7 for Android Nougat. So everything is closed out here, and you can just see everything just flies right open here on the Nougat update. So the performance is really strong here for the Android Nougat update on the Galaxy S7. It was really strong already over there on Android 6.0 Marshmallow, but the animations are a little bit smoother here on 7.0. And I will be doing speed updated videos as well as re-comparisons between like the 7 Plus now that I have the 7.0 Nougat update, which makes a huge difference, I think, in the overall performance of the Galaxy S7 and S7 Edge. So with all the improvements to the Galaxy S7 here on the Nougat update, this really makes this a great device. I think it's much better now than it was on Marshmallow, and it's actually making me want to take my SIM card out of the 7 Plus, which was my main daily driver, and I've actually been using the Galaxy S7 ever since I got this Nougat update earlier today, and iOS is feeling a little bit stale now next to this one due to all the features included here within the Nougat update. I mean, it's very clean. There's now the blue light filter, which I miss from iOS if on the Samsung device didn't have that night shift mode, but they got it here with the blue light filter. We do have a lot of multitasking functions here, which make this a productivity powerhouse of a phone here. And the Galaxy S7 is just pretty nice here on Nougat. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section of this video. If you guys want to see any other 7.0 update videos, performance reviews, we are going to be covering it either way. Just let me know what you want to see. Throw your suggestions out there. Subscribe to see more 7.0 Nougat updates, and I will catch you all in the next one. This was Nick here, helping to master your technology. Be sure to be well, and peace.